Now fighting out of the blue corner for the first time, the blue corner. I said the blue corner with a record of 43 wins and 2 losses and 15 coming by way of knockout. He is our most experienced fighter. Please welcome Steven Crowe to the podcast.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Oh, not a lot, man.
So I said you're the most experienced, and that would be true. That's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
So how old are you to get all those fights in?
I'm 45.
So we're the same age. I remember that. 79.
79, baby. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Me too. What month?
July.
Dang, June, son.
Right after fireworks. So
Yeah.
it's a whole week celebration for me. I go all out.
You were born on the 5th of July or something?
On the 6th, but I go all out because fireworks.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So easy $2,000 every year.
Golly.
Yeah.
You-
And we have like people come up. We have a good time.
Oh,
so,
cool. It sounds good.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because most of the fighters that we talk to have not had any more than 10 fights.
Yeah.
So everybody we've talked to so far have had under 10 fights.
Mhm.
I think Matson was the most experienced one that we talked to so far. He had 10 fights. So with all those fights under your belt, do you even get nervous walking up to a fight? Do you still get?
I still get the jitters. It's of course, I don't want to get out there and get knocked out in front of anybody,
Yeah,
I would much rather just get beat up than get KO'd,
I got you.
especially growing up, at a younger age. Now that I've gotten older, it doesn't bother me as bad, the thought of maybe I'm going to get stopped and dropped in front of all these people, especially if I'm at, hometown or something like that,
Yeah.
I don't really let it get to me anymore, but I still keep the jitters. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you go in there too comfortable, like I just don't think you really as ready as you think you are.
Yeah, we actually just talked to Connor,
Yeah.
and he was saying that he never felt any of that. Like he didn't get those nerves real bad, and he was worried about it because of what you're saying. There's an edge when you're a little bit nervous. There's a little edge when you get a little bit of adrenaline pumping, and just be able to control when that adrenaline hits. I think.
Yeah, it's all about controlling it too, mentally. And
Yeah,
you also got to know after so many fights, and this is no lie, as soon as that bell rings and that first punch or kick is thrown, all that nervousness and jitteriness goes out the door.
Oh, okay.
You're focused,
Yeah.
on what you've been training and who's in front of you and what job you got to do.
Yeah.
So all the crowd noise and all that, to me, some fighters might be different. To me, I block it out.
Yeah.
And there's certain voices that I try to listen for, which are
I
my
got you.
coaches.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because they see things that I can't see, might not be able to see
When
from a
you're
different
in it.
aspect.
Yeah.
And when I go to my corner, then hey, this is open, and I try to attack on that. So,
Yeah. So most of your experiences in boxing, actually, right?
all of it, really.
All
I've had
of it,
one
yeah.
MMA fight.
One MMA fight, and
The
that
rest
was
is
just
boxing. Yeah.
that was just to get and to do something, kind of,
Yeah.
really, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, just kind of swim in different waters, see what that's about. Check it off the bucket list. Been there, done that.
So was that for all or nothing?
Yeah, that was for all or nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to fight again for all or nothing?
I plan on trying to fight this event they got coming up.
Okay.
Kickboxing match. I'm trying to find Billy's trying to find me opponents, and I've personally called out anybody on Facebook, made it shareable.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
that's got some experience. I just want to fight any old body.
Yeah, you want to fight somebody with
Yeah, I
some
want to fight
good-
somebody. I want to make a good show,
Yeah.
for the people. And I plan on this being my last fight. I'm going to lay the gloves down after this and pick up coaching. It's what I really am feeling, what I want to do, the transition I want to make. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm nervous about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Real
be
nervous
too.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
I
a
mean-
different part of the game. And honestly, I've forgotten more than I've learned. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember a lot of the basic drills and stuff that, we used
Got
to do
you to the
growing
point
up.
where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it's so much, but slowly and surely each night I study on the coaching aspect, and it's coming around. So,
And then I feel like, honestly, like the fighter aspect of it is a big commitment, but then I feel like the coach aspect of it almost becomes a bigger.
yeah, because to me, when you're a coach, it's more than just coaching the sport. You know, you want to coach that person in life too.
Yeah.
You know, you want to edify that person, bring that person up. Not only want to make him a good fighter, but you know, you want him to be productive and a good citizen.
Yeah.
Not abusing the power or the knowledge that he's gained from fighting. You know, just because you learn how to fight, I mean, you can go out and bully and pick fights and all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Yeah.
So that's another aspect of it, the relationship part.
Yeah.
You know, because that's, to me, that's crucial. For my coaches growing up, was we all had relationships.
Yeah.
Very close, and we're still close to this day.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I feel like that would make a big difference too, man. Like even if you're, I mean, in any aspect of life, if you want somebody to respect you, you have to have a close relationship with them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I
Trust too. Trust.
yeah,
is big,
trust
so.
and all of the good stuff that comes along with any relationship, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's even bigger commitment than fighting, because with fighting you're just worrying about yourself, and with coaching you could worry about
Multiple people,
40 people at a time, or you know, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm old school, so really, I want to coach, but I don't want that many people.
Yeah,
you know?
I understand that.
A handful of people.
Yeah.
You know, handful of fighters, 5-10 fighters that I can really focus
That's real.
on. Yeah, that's real serious about learning the sport.
Yeah.
And serious about trying to make something out of it.
Yeah, and
you don't want screwing it up.
You don't want me to come into your school and be like, "Teach me to box, bro." Like, why, dude? Well, how would you want to? You're not going to start.
We got a 40-year age limit boxing group, 50 all the way up to 70 years old.
Really?
Nationwide. That have championships. They've got belts. It's crazy.
Wow,
man.
that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That ain't gonna be me though.
I'd like to go outside and watch some 70-year-old men box.
Yeah, I know a couple of them, man. They're tough.
I bet it's different.
Yeah.
I bet they're a
They
different
slow down
breed.
a lot, but there's
I mean, yeah, I get that. They're gonna slow down, and I guess probably, I don't know, man. They probably still swing pretty hard though. You know what I mean? They probably
slower
punch
but hard.
Yeah.
For sure.
I bet. Yeah. That's pretty wild to think about, man.
Yeah.
And then if I'm 70, I can't even imagine standing up for.
I know it.
That's
10
what I
rounds?
think. I'm like, man, I know this guy who was like 66 about, I don't know, 5 years ago, and I was at the Red Bank boxing gym, and he had a couple of other older guys. And he said, "You see that guy over there?" And he's like, he's 70 years old. I mean, dude's over there banging on the bag. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, no, he's the champion. I was like, what do you mean? This is when I found out about the age limits.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? He's still fighting? He's like, yeah, we got age limits. He said, there's a 40 bracket, a 50 and a 60 and a 70. And I'm like, no way. And he's like, yeah, he's got the belt.
Dang, that's
I bet he
crazy.
does.
I mean, he wasn't as fast, but dude, you know, 70 years old, you're over there still hitting that bag like this man was.
Yeah.
Thin in shape. You know, my hat's off to him.
Oh, yeah,
for
bro,
sure.
For sure, man.
Hats off to him.
Yeah.
Because it's discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline, it's hard, and it gets harder as you get older.
Yeah.
Injuries become more prone, easy.
Yeah.
You know,
And then harder to heal from.
harder to heal from, longer to heal from.
Yeah.
So you started when you were 5.
5. My dad had me in the gym when I was 5. I had my first amateur fight when I was 6. Now they don't even do it like that. They wait till you're 8. You have to be 8. If I'm pretty sure I'm correct on that. But for a boxing match, you got to be 8 years old now. So
you came from old school too.
old school, yeah.
Was your dad a boxer or something?
He was a boxer. He did a few amateur fights, but he got into the tough man back then when there was no weight class.
Oh, wow.
And he's 5'10", and he's probably back then he was probably barely getting to 185. But they called him he's a body. He loves to attack the body. He loves to hit that body. And knocked a few people out with body shot. Bigger guys in the tough man competition, and that's what he got known for.
Yeah.
You know? Of course, I looked up to my dad. You know.
Oh yeah.
I was
So
like,
now
well,
you
I wanna
wanna
go
do
the
those
gym.
body
He was
shots.
like, well, let's come on. And then I got in the gym and got my blood, and it's in my blood. I don't think it'll ever leave. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I'll probably retire and still have the itch to want to fight, but I just got to remind myself, hey, I really want to coach.
Yeah.
You know, I want to train somebody. I want to have some killers, man, that you know are good with their hands and can make a living off of it. You know.
Yeah.
Because I could have, but I made a lot of, you know, there's always that fork in the road in life. And a lot of times I went down the wrong road.
Yeah.
When you get
So
our age, you realize all that. Don't you?
Yeah. So
That's what I was.
and then it comes the could have beens, what would have been.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
I do the same thing. Well, I played baseball, and I have all those same things in my head about that. You know, should have done this, should have done that. Maybe I should have. Maybe I did the right thing. I might not have made anything ever, but I was pretty cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's, I guess. I'm
It is what it is now.
It is what it is.
I have a good job now. I guess.
Yeah, I'm happy. You know, I'm content with life. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So going into it that young and being in it as long as you've been in it now for, I guess, almost 40
4
years.
decades.
And still
talking
loving
about-
it was pretty insane.
Yeah,
And you still have it in your blood, real.
still love it, man. I still love it.
So you're married?
Yeah, I'm married. Been married for 23 years.
Oh, congratulations on
I
that.
appreciate it.
That's not an easy task.
No.
At all, but
At all.
worth it.
Yeah.
Very
So
worth it.
that's what I've said a million times, bro. I've been married to my wife 14 years, and it's, hard sometimes.
I couldn't
but
imagine
it's
being
just-
single right now in the single life at this age. I
Heck
just
no,
can't do it,
bro.
bro.
I can't either.
No.
It'd be tough.
Yeah. But so
Yeah, it would.
so you're dedicated to fighting and married life, and you got a job and all that stuff. And how do you
Balance it.
juggle all that, man?
You just
Because you got kids too.
yeah, I've got 2 boys. They're grown. One's 23, the other one's 18. My oldest, he has a good job, bought him a house, and he's making me really proud.
Yeah.
You know,
Doing all the right
don't
life
ask me
stuff.
for money, don't ask me for nothing, because he's got everything for himself. you
Yeah.
know? So that takes a lot off a parent. just
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, it does.
So these days, it's almost unheard of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
And then my other son, he's the toughest, most bravest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
He has Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. It's a disease that destroys your muscle tissues, turns your muscles into fatty tissues, so you can't get any use out of it. So usually find out around age 5. So of course he's walking, everything's normal.
Oh,
And
wow.
then as he gets older, you start to deteriorate.
Mm.
So now he's bound to a wheelchair and can't do much, but you'll never find him sad
or complaining,
or
probably.
complaining. Always happy.
Yeah.
When I know people
Yeah.
that
Golly.
Yeah,
are
no.
not disabled and are the most miserable people that you'll
I know.
ever meet,
Yeah.
and then I'm thinking, man, if you can only see my son or meet my son or have a conversation with my son, maybe that would help you.
I
Yeah.
know. I wish we would have I wish he would have
know,
wanted
he-
to come over here, bro. I
His
really.
he loves his grandparents.
Oh, yeah. We got a grandchild now too.
They just come back for vacation, so he wanted to be with
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I got a grandchild now too, and she won't leave my wife's side, so I don't even get to hang out with her. I don't even know her. Not for 5 seconds, son.
I can't wait, honestly, to be a grandfather.
She turned 2 and we went to her birthday party. She wouldn't even open her presents until Ashley got on the floor with her and opened the presents with her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They had 50 people at that birthday party, and she didn't want to go hang out with nobody. She didn't talk
Just-
to nobody. Just sat in her lap, bro, the whole
That's
time.
awesome.
You're like, yeah.
That's what I hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With us. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was hoping to have some interaction with her, but there'd be none.
She still loves you, man.
Son.
Yeah, she loves me.
There'll
It's just
be none.
different.
Yeah. There'll
Later
be
on in
none.
life.
Yeah,
That's what I
maybe.
hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably so.
Yeah.
I'll be a lot cooler later on in life than Ashley
Yeah.
is. So balancing all that, man. What is it?
Well,
Because it sounds like it's a 24-hour a day job already
It
from just
is.
what we're talking about. And
it
you only
is getting up early, going to work, dealing with the stress of work, especially when you're the owner of a company
Yeah.
and you have employees under you. It's not just about you; it's about them. It's more than it is me. Really, it's the way I take it. So, if things start going south at work, as far as I usually stay 2 or 3 weeks booked up. If I'm down to a week booked up, then I start to stress. Because I worry about my guys.
Yeah.
Because I've got money put back, and hopefully they do too. But we want the work coming in, so we got to deal with that. Then getting off work, and then figuring out we like to eat early. So now I've decided to fight. Well, now that's going to stop. Now I'm not going to eat until I get home from the gym every night, 5 nights out of the week at 8. So that's something I got to adjust to, which can be tough. And then
so
there's
does your
weight.
wife adjust to all that stuff with
And
you?
then my wife, it puts more stress on her because I'm around when I'm not fighting. I'm at home so I can help her with the house chores, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Help him with our son because, you know, like I said, he's disabled. So we have to take him to the bathroom, everything, give him a shower, everything, you know. And on top of everything else with her cooking and, you know, just getting ready for the next day, you know. So I have to make sure, first off, that she's cool with it. You know, if she's not cool with it, it's going to cause problems.
Don't happen.
It's just something I can't do.
Yeah. It's not worth it.
Yeah, my marriage is more important to me than fighting, even though I love it.
Yeah.
So it's just figuring out that balance, and it's kind of like the Rocky movies. Once he gets the okay from Adrian, bro, it's on.
It's on, boy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Adrian.
And your Adrian gave you the okay, so now it's on, son.
I've seen him go.
Yeah.
I love that freaking movie.
Man, we love them so much that
watched
we've
that.
talked about them on
Yeah, we
15 of our podcasts.
Hey, yo, won't you
bro.
try that on me sometime, Tom? And my ring's outside.
Yeah.
I love him.
I know. I do
They had
too,
an
man.
article of my dad and Sylvester Stallone look so much alike that they made it back in '85. They did an article for the news Chattanooga Times Free Press downtown.
Yeah.
He still got the articles, you know. And I was like, man, you really do look like him. And he was fighting at the time, so
Yeah.
they did a whole article on him. So I thought that was pretty
That is
cool.
cool.
That really got me addicted to watching the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
And Sylvester Stallone being like one of my all-time favorite people to watch on TV,
Yeah,
even though he
man.
really can't throw like that, you know.
Yeah. No. But
But
It looks awesome.
even though they
man.
can't, even though they
motivating.
can't, he makes you look like you can. So.
He's got some boxing experience from a little documentary I saw all about him, but
Yeah.
Didn't he take? I think he actually took a hit in these new
Yeah.
Apollo Creed movies.
yeah.
Not Apollo Creed, but
Yeah,
Creed.
I think I heard.
He
I
was
seen
actually
something about-
hospitalized because of it.
Yeah, I think I seen something.
He said,
about
"Hit
that.
me for real."
Yeah.
He got hospitalized.
Yeah. Well,
He was
that's
like
why I don't want
60
to
at
get
the
hit.
time,
I know,
too.
Yeah, I know. That's it.
Dude, don't age. I'm telling you.
I
I
know,
know.
it's crazy.
So did you did the Rocky movies inspire you to get into
Absolutely,
boxing?
man. Absolutely. As soon as it's over, you know, I'll be out in the street trying to fight my buddy.
I know. You're like, we're friends, bro, but let's
Yeah,
spar
but-
up.
yeah,
Let's
let's
go.
spar- Exactly,
Man,
man.
I
We-
can remember watching them and wanting to go
we-
work out.
Yeah.
We would
immediately.
put towels on our hands and duct tape them
Wow,
right
dude.
around here.
Yeah.
And just, we'd be banging in my buddy's basement.
Golly. Yeah.
The only thing I did was push ups and sit ups, boy. Like
Yeah.
a lot of them.
We'd be going at it, son. We
Yeah,
got to the
that's
point
crazy.
where somebody get mad and then the towels would come off.
Yeah, and then you're in a
what's
fight
up,
now.
you know?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just in a fight now. Yeah.
Then we'd break up, not talk for a few days, and then we're brought back on. You know, you
Yeah.
come there that morning at 8:00. My bicycle's out there because back then we didn't have technology. Your
Yeah.
word was your word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so them are the days, man. Them are
Yeah.
the days.
Did you ever have like a fight that was like a Rocky and Creed, just full
I
round, like
did, but
knockout, drag out?
It was actually a sparring.
Golly.
It was in sparring. It wasn't an actual event. Of course, I've had some good fights live, you know, in front of people.
Yeah.
But some of my best matches have come from hard sparring, you know, and a lot of the generations these days don't believe in hard sparring.
Yeah.
I totally disagree. You know, every
Yeah.
sparring session for me growing up was a hard sparring session. We didn't get no light sparring session.
Yeah.
We banged it out every time.
Yeah.
And I was fine with injuries, you know, up until I got into, you know, my 30s and 40s. You know,
Yeah.
of course, I can't do that now. But yeah, you know,
So do you notice a big difference between the bumps and bruises that you take and the healing time and everything from 35 to 45?
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Like
That's when I started noticing a big like drop off. And
I'll tell you this. I was sparring probably 10 months ago. I was getting ready to fight Larry, this guy that Matt fought. And I got an injury. I got kneed in the rib. That didn't, and it hurt, but the pain went away. Well, the very next person I sparred, he kicked me in the same spot. And then it separated the rib from the skin. Absolutely the most painful thing I've ever felt.
Dang.
And here we are 10, 11 months later. And last week when you guys were there,
yeah.
just moving around and I got hit, you know, my guard was there, but my elbow got pushed into it when I went home. Up until Tuesday of this past week, you know, I was super sore,
Dang.
you know, but it just takes a lot longer to heal, I've
up.
noticed,
Yeah.
you know, and I really gotta watch out.
So with you going up in age, can you take anything that, I mean, I know like there's most of the performance enhancing drugs are illegal, but can you take like vitamins or anything that's supposed to help?
Yeah, that's about all I take. Is just my vitamins, which I take on a regular day. I take my vitamins. I take vitamin B, my multivitamins. My magnesium is one of my most important ones because my work out in the heat, especially when it's hot, you know, I sweat all day long.
Yeah.
And then I go into the gym and sweat even more.
Yeah.
And then I start cramping up.
Yeah.
And then it's either I get home, I take my IV shots, I take my medicine and drink a bunch of Gatorade and hydrate, and I feel better by the morning, or I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah.
Getting on an IV bag, drip bag.
Yeah.
You know, that's happened twice.
Yeah.
So thanks to Billy. So Billy, thank you. I listened to his advice on the magnesium pills.
And that's really helped out a lot. Yeah.
Yep, helps me out.
Yeah. That, and then,
But as far as like other supplements, nah, I'm not going to
hey,
take
what's that stuff we just bought?
What's the
That vitamin that we just bought is supposed to help with healing?
L-lysine?
Lysine. You ever heard of lysine?
Mm-mm.
So
I think I have, but I don't know exactly what it is.
it's just it's really an amino acid, if I'm not mistaken. But it binds to proteins and tries to help the healing process up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it even works. My sister just told me about it because of
I know you can take it if you have a fever blister, and it'll heal your fever blister.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. It's supposed to help heal stuff.
Yeah.
It's just supposed to. I don't know if it's supposed to help heal just cuts though, or if it's supposed to actually. I've been taking it
Yeah.
just because, bro. Like,
Can't hurt.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I do feel like I can tell a difference in me being tired in different aspects of my life. So I'm 45. And of course, I've got to go get the checkup that
yeah.
everybody's talking about,
Mhm.
which I'm not looking forward to.
I just had mine, buddy.
last
Last week. Last week, yeah.
I'm trying
Wednesday of this week. Yeah, Wednesday.
2 freaking
So
days ago.
I'm not looking forward to that, but I got to get that done. I'm going to get my testosterone checked because I do think it's low. You know, I can tell I'm especially tired, more tired than I normally
Yeah.
am growing up.
Yeah.
I can definitely feel it slowing down.
Yeah.
You know, my body's slowing down. My
Yeah.
mind's still there.
Oh yeah, you're still 20 in your brain.
Yeah, man. I mean,
I still am,
we
dude.
still ain't that old.
I
you
know.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Like, don't get it twisted. If you
Yeah.
come at me just because I'm 45 think I'm old man, you're going to find out real quick. You jumped
I've
on
seen
the
you
wrong
spar.
old man.
Yeah,
He
we've seen him
spars like a
spar.
freaking-
yeah.
He can box for sure.
Yeah,
though.
spars
I appreciate
like a
that.
20-year-old. But so that was fun for us coming out there and you know, just
I'm glad it worked out because, like I said, I had no idea you guys were going to be there. I was just like, you know what? I think I'm going to test my shoulder out because I had half a centimeter tear in my shoulder, bicep tear, and 2 bone spurs in the right shoulder, and I had surgery about 9 months ago. The 18th will be 9 months, and I went through 6 months of pretty hardcore physical therapy. And then, you know, been climbing trees, running saws, and each day I was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And then just here and there, a little bit of shadow boxing, see what I can do. And I was like, you know what, today's the day. And I came, and then, you know,
That's pretty crazy.
it feels great.
yeah,
Does
That's
not
good.
hurt.
That's awesome.
So
that's good.
I love the doctor that did it. You know, so I'm really
Yeah.
thankful for it. It's expensive, but
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always
How did that happen?
just over time.
Oh, just
yeah, it's just part of life. When
Just
you get
part of
older.
life. man.
You'll learn about it sometime.
just old, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
I woke up 2 Mondays ago, bro. My knee was swelled up like that. I just woke up in the morning and it swelled up. I was like, I can't even walk on it.
Really?
Yeah, it hurt to put weight on it at all. I had to get crutches and walk around on it.
What was the reason?
I don't know.
Still don't know.
No, I called
Ever
my
had a knee injury in that knee?
Yeah, I had.
It's probably just an old injury.
I called my
Flaming up.
primary care and was like, hey, bro, I need something to get this swelling out of my knee. And he sent me in a steroid pack, and I started eating those and shrieked it right back down, and all the pain went away. I was like, appreciate that, buddy.
Yeah. Until next time.
Yeah. Yeah, till next
That's what I
time.
tell
I'll
my
call you
doc,
back.
till
Yeah.
next time. Be seeing you
I'll definitely
soon.
be calling you back, brother. Yeah.
So about the testosterone, you ain't never had it checked before?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, you
So,
definitely need to get that checked.
yeah.
I've been on it for a few years actually.
Have you?
I'm
You're
37.
young. Yeah.
Yep.
But
Just to keep it normal, not like
I can definitely tell, you
Yeah.
know, just not in just, you know, in every aspect, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It makes
yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll make a huge difference.
Yeah, for real.
I
Yeah.
take it too. I'm on it. I've been on it for probably about 4 years now, maybe 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
Since I was 40, 41, somewhere around in there, I started taking it. And when you first start taking it, that's when you notice the big difference.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, yeah, I feel good, feel better, got a little more energy. And then after you're on it for 4 years, you're like, oh man, this ain't doing nothing for me. And then you go off of it and you're like, yeah, it was.
I'm almost tired. I'm really tired.
Yeah. Golly, Ashley, get back in this bedroom. I can't give myself a shot.
Yeah, I
bro.
don't think I could do it either if I had to. So.
Ashley has to give me every one of them, bro.
Yeah.
I cannot. I can't. I've tried it. I've sat in there and, you know, like they're just tell you how to do it.
It's almost like trying to cut yourself in my eyes.
I could never be.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
crazy.
do that.
No,
I've done it a few times myself, but man, it's like a few times I would go in and just poke it barely. I'm like, I pulled it back out. I'm like taking a deep breath. Like, come on, bro, you got to do it. I mean, there's no choice really. But
Only in the movies does it look easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The like it's not a huge needle that you have to put it in, but that stuff is so thick you have to get a decent sized needle to push it in, or it won't go.
yeah.
It's I mean, it's not huge though, but
Yeah.
it's still, you're sitting there looking at it, and when you're sitting here holding it at your own leg, it looks like it's the biggest needle you ever seen in your life. And you're like, I've been like this. I've been like, no, I can't do it. I've fought it like that before so many times, but yeah, Ashley just gives me mine, bro. I don't even try to mess around and put it in my own leg anymore. I go see my mom. Give me a shot. I can't do it myself.
I've got to make an appointment, go see my doctor at some point in time. So
You don't live in Cleveland, do you?
no, I stay out in Hickson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense since your gym's down there.
Yeah, it's
Makes a
literally
lot of
like
sense.
5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So that helps too, you know.
Yeah.
For
That's
sure.
not so far.
Yeah.
But I don't even think we have a gym here for MMA.
I don't think so either.
We got some jiu-jitsu.
We got some jiu-jitsu gyms.
Yeah.
There's never, I don't think I've really ever heard of a boxing gym in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Um,
There's like a knockout thing.
There's
I
a
don't know if that's
kickboxing class at Southside Fitness. That's my gym. That's where I work out at.
yeah.
Well, if I go to I ain't been into the gym in 6 months, but
Still your gym though.
it's still my gym. But I've had medical issues and stuff. So, but long story short, they have a kickboxing gym over there, and it's pretty cool to watch them train too. You
Yeah.
know, they got a chick in there that's actually fought pro. I can't remember her name to save my life at this point, but I thought about getting her on the podcast too, but I don't think she's fighting anymore. So
Yeah.
that probably wouldn't be that cool. But you're going to retire
Yeah.
after this one.
Yeah. I'm gonna call it quits, man.
Yeah.
As far as fighting
goes,
then I'm going to transition into coaching. I'm already in the process right now at home, just learning some of the little stuff. you know.
Yeah. Some of the stuff that you forgot from 5 years old.
Yeah, just trying to remember everything and just keep in perspective. You know, it's just not about the fighting too. It's like I said, it's about coaching up a person, a younger guy
To be
you
a
know,
good
and just
human.
life in general.
Yeah.
Hey, don't go that way. Don't do that. Don't do this because I did that
Yeah.
and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know, it was the wrong move. Like honestly, when I fought into the tough man, my dad approached me. I was training amateur and I was getting ready for amateur nationals. I was going to really try to go to a Southern, win a Southern competition, get to nationals. And my ultimate goal was get to Olympics. And I felt that I had the talent to do that. There was no doubt at 155 I could have done that because I already fought a guy named Brad Austin who was ranked 5th in the nation. And in my eyes, I went to his hometown in Johnson City. I beat him. They gave him the fight. He come to Chattanooga, fought me, and had 2 of his judges sitting there. He won by split decision. But I beat him then. So I knew right then and there, hey, I can do this. If I can compete with this guy, I know. And he's number 5, you know, been number 1 before, that I'm up there with the top dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, just made some wrong decisions, man. Went down some wrong roads.
Ain't that all it takes?
That's all it takes. Wrong people hanging out with. That's really important,
Yeah.
who you hang out with.
It's so wild when you get our age how you see all that stuff.
Wisdom, man.
Yeah. That's what it is, really. Is
Yeah.
wisdom. It's coming on. Wisdom starts coming on, and then you're like, dang, dude.
Yeah.
But if you'd had wisdom when you were young, bro, you probably wouldn't have used it anyway,
Yeah. I still would have said, you know what, that looks fun though.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
What's one time gonna hurt?
That's the thing about
5 years later.
I know.
It's still there.
Yeah. 6
So-
months later, man, I was still doing crack. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
But so if I posted, you can look up Steven Crowe Tough Man 2000.
Yeah.
And it brings up the World Tough Man. And you can see I fought Kenny Pompey, who was heavily favored to win the entire competition. He was knocking everybody out. His brother was an actual boxing champion at the time. And I don't know what weight class he was in, but he's from New York, and I beat him. But I was probably trained twice a week, smoking cigarettes, partying.
Golly, dude.
I wasn't taking it serious because in my mind, my dream was crushed already because I didn't want to go the tough man route.
Right.
I wanted to go the amateur route and try to get to the Olympics,
Right.
see what I could do, then go pro from there.
Right.
And it didn't work out like that because of that one decision. So, that's one of them things I look back and I'm like, man, if I really would have trained,
Yeah.
I would have knocked everybody out. Like there wouldn't have been nobody to stand with me in
And
the tough man
the thing
because
about
it's the
it
tough
is-
man.
Yeah, I know.
But there was guys in there that I fought that had some experience, and you can tell.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it
And
was.
then the thing about it is too, is if you hadn't have let it get you down, you can probably see now that it probably wouldn't have mattered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you hadn't have let it knock you down a step, and if you're training or coaching somebody, you go, hey, bro, don't let that knock you down. You know what I'm saying? Try
Yeah.
to keep you up here.
Well, life is crazy because after that World Tough Man and I got runner up, I got paid pretty good. And then Art Door approached me, who was Butterbean. You ever heard of Butterbean?
Yeah.
His promoter. And I met Butterbean. He's the one who actually gave me my nickname, Little Man. Because at the first weigh-in, we weighed in at Hooters, and I was literally 160 pounds.
Golly.
I had pants on, heavy boots, rocks in my back pocket, a long sleeve shirt on, a jacket, and it's like
Golly.
it's probably 75 degrees outside. And I step up on the scale, and he's like, Butterbean's looking at me like, he goes, I think it's like 170 or something like that, just enough to get in, 165. And I was like, I got off the scale, and I told him later, I was like, man, thanks. Little did he know I knew how to throw them hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I signed with Art Door, and then he was like, you want to go pro? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go. Let's go pro. And I knew that Art Door would be a good promoter because look what he did for Butterbean.
Yeah.
Even though he's the king of the 4-rounders,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do that. I was really going to go pro and get seen like that. So I started training, started taking it serious. And this is what life throws at you. This is how life can be. So I took it serious. I was already in the semifinals the following year. I didn't have to fight Chattanooga because I was a runner-up. So I had to win one fight, and then I'd been right back in the World Tough Man the following year.
Yeah.
So I got in tip-top shape, and you could tell, like, when I came into the locker room and everybody seen me, that especially my buddy Shawnee's like, dude, you've been really training. I was like, yeah, I'm fixing to knock everybody out. You too, if we fight, no offense,
Yeah.
we're friends, but I'm taking your head off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got stopped by a guy I know 100% out of 1,000,000 times I'm going to beat him every time except that one time.
Ain't that crazy?
And I got beat. And it was a humbling experience. Very
That's
humbling.
what everybody has said, that this avenue of life will humble you.
Humble you,
Yeah.
to get KO'd, semi-KO'd. I didn't go all the way out. And in front of everybody that was watching on TV
Yeah.
and everybody that was there
Yeah.
against a straight bum who literally, threw punches like that.
Golly, man.
And
you
was,
just-
was humbling and
wrong place,
embarrassing,
wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just didn't stick to the game plan.
Yeah.
Didn't go out there. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to let him throw 1 or 2 punches to see how he throws and use my defense and see his power. And he just threw that old wide whooping hook, man. His wrist literally hit me right here.
Just caught you.
Yeah, and I just hit the campus. Instead of taking my knee like I've been trained to, I stood right up. So when I stood up, I was still unbalanced, and then
the ref
he
just called it
stopped
off.
it. Yeah. And I was so mad. I
Ain't
seen a
that
guy in the
crazy?
lobby tried to fight him. I was
Yeah.
like, what you think you something now? What's up, bro? She was there.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm ready to go to jail. I'm fixing to show you.
Yeah.
That happened one time. It won't never happen again.
Yeah.
Dog, you know.
That's so crazy though,
Yeah.
how that what you're saying, like it's just crazy
But
how life
after
works.
everything settled down and we got back from Mississippi, you know, I was like, man, you know, it humbled me.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
So I've never been like that since.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and watch your offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna let you hit me to see how hard you hit.
I'm moving
You're
forward.
gonna have to try to hit me.
Yeah.
And I'm like the Matrix, so it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, that was one of the things we were noticing when you were
For sure.
sparring is your head movement and footwork and all that is completely
Well,
different
boxing is
than-
mostly footwork. People don't realize that. They think it's all handwork. It's a lot of footwork.
Yeah. It looked like it was yours flows a little bit
It's
different
just-
than
Yeah, it's just years of repetition.
Yeah.
Doing it, you know,
Yeah.
being coached up right.
yeah.
So,
And then now you want to pass all your knowledge on to somebody else. That's
Yeah.
cool, man. That's
Yeah,
cool.
man. Yeah.
And I think that's
That's how the world goes.
yeah,
yeah. Once you're a fighter, man, it gets into your blood. So
absolutely.
for most people, if you ever step in a ring, a cage, or whatever, even like a wrestling mat,
hmm
it gets
Especially if you win,
yeah,
it's like, oh, this is addicting. you
yeah.
know?
If you're good at it,
Yeah.
a little bit,
Because
you
it's
put them in a few matches and you're winning.
yeah.
Yeah,
The aspect of fighting that I love the most is a man's trying to take my will and I'm trying to take his will.
yeah,
And that's hard to do,
Yeah.
yeah,
you know. So if I can take your will and make you stop or they have to stop the fight, that's like a natural high to me,
yeah.
you know. That my endorphins
I
are-
just imposed my will on
yeah,
you.
on
yeah.
you, sucker. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know? No, I try to be respectful.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I know.
In
I know
my
most
mind.
of you fighters are always very respectful. That's one
Yeah.
thing that we've noticed interviewing you guys is the
Well, if you've noticed too, a lot of cocky fighters that are real cocky can't
Yeah.
back it up.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then if they are cocky, God humbles them.
yeah,
It's got his way of humbling you. So
yeah.
don't
He
be
does
cocky.
have a way of humbling
Yeah,
you.
don't
man.
be cocky. you know?
Don't be cocky, bro. Don't
Yeah,
be
know
that
you're
guy.
good and let people build you up. You know,
Yeah.
don't build
Let
yourself
somebody
up.
else
Yeah,
say
man.
you're good.
That's
yeah.
in life in general to me.
It is me too. Yeah,
Let somebody else brag on you. Don't brag on yourself.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't like that either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
I mean, I guess there's a fine line there because you at some point some people find it good to brag on themselves, and like if you're in a job interview, you're supposed to kind of build yourself up
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
And I've never been good at it.
God, dude.
I'm terrible at that. Like I don't want to sit here and tell you that I'm going to have the best work ethic that you've ever seen in your life. I probably will.
yeah.
You know, I'll probably
Yeah.
work harder than most people you've ever met. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't want to tell
Tell
people.
you. I just want to
Yeah.
show you.
I just
Yeah.
rather show you. Yeah.
I'm the same
Yeah.
way.
It's so hard to do that, but you are supposed to there's times when you're supposed to build yourself up like that. And
Yeah. A little different though, as
It
far
is.
as
It's just a-
fighting, because
it's difficult to decipher that sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? When you're sitting let's say you're sitting in an interview on ESPN and they ask you like, you know, are you ready for this fight? Well, you don't want to be like, yeah, I think so. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, you most definitely want to have confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, you don't want to be too cocky.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
But
because there's always
it's
that
that line.
knowing you can beat them, like I went through, cocky about it, knowing you can beat everybody in the tournament.
You got
and then
humbled. Yeah.
You get humbled. You know?
And you're like, dang it, bro.
yeah.
This is not the time to be humbled,
Yeah,
God.
that was a rough night. Man, rough night. Rough night. My buddy, he was mad. You know, he about got in a fight in the casino, him and his wife. I mean, it was just a bad night. You know,
Yeah,
but
it's tough.
you live and you learn. You know,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely live and learn. That's what we're talking about, ain't it?
Yeah.
The wisdom, son.
Yeah,
that
so
wisdom comes on
that's
strong.
one of my main. That's what I would look at the camera and I tell any fighter is be
Look at
humble,
that camera up
be
there.
humble, and don't be cocky.
There
Because
you go.
when minute you're cocky, you're gonna get humbled. Simple as that.
Simple.
Trust me. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
Um,
always somebody out there a little bit better than you. And even if that's not the case, you can still get humbled. In my
The
situation.
truth is that the way that we've been looking at this stuff, and you can tell me if we're wrong or right, but you could be better fighter than somebody and still lose the fight.
Yeah, every dog
That
has
happened
a
to you.
stake. Yeah, it happened to me. Yeah,
So,
absolutely. And
I
I've seen
think-
it happen to other people too.
Yeah.
You know, it's just you could train and have a good camp, have a real great camp, and then come the night of the fight, have a bad night. Easy.
Yeah.
Have a bad day that leads to a bad night, and you get beat,
Yeah.
or you barely win, or it looks like crap. You know, when
Yeah.
you do fight, you know, you feel like, well, I could have done better. You know, it's just bad day in the office, as
Yeah,
they say.
yeah.
You know?
So with your experience, I guess you've seen every aspect of that when you have
Oh yeah,
like a bad camp maybe,
yeah.
but you come in, you just have a great night.
Great night. Yeah.
Or you have a great camp. You've probably seen all of that.
All of it. I've been
All of
through
the combinations.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been through it myself. So
Yeah,
I've had great camps and fought great, shine like a star. Had great camps, fought like crap. Had bad camps, barely trained, went far. I mean, Tough Man's one of them events.
Yeah.
You know? I literally, if you'll watch the fight, my first fight when I was fighting Kenny Pompey, and a lot of people know me for this, that know me, is girl gets right down in front of me, you know, breast sticking out. You know, I'm not trying to really talk to anybody, you know, because I'm trying to literally survive.
Yeah.
And
Survival
she asked me,
mode.
what are you gonna do? And I'm just thinking like, I don't want to talk to you. And I just said, survive. And, you know, so I posted, whenever I posted, some of my buddies are like, survive. I ain't even got to watch the video, man. I remember that night.
I remember that like it was
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
That's one of
survive.
them. That's one of them. I wish I could take back moments, you know, because people give me crap about it all the time. But if you get a laugh out of it, man, now it's funny to me too.
Yeah.
So,
Ain't it wild how some of that stuff changes over time? Like whenever you're 20, you want to fight somebody if they make fun of you for saying that, but
Yeah.
now you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's hilarious.
yeah, it is
bro.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I survived.
Yeah, I survived. Hey,
I smoked a cigarette after the fight too.
golly.
Then had to go fight again, and then fought him and smoked half a pack, and then fought in the world, fought the finals,
Golly.
and won, lost by decision. You know, then went out, felt like crap. You know?
Yeah, I bet.
Listened to my grandfather go off of my cousin because he was underage, and he sat down on the toilet to rip one and couldn't flush the toilet. And was like, why can't I flush the toilet? And took the lid off, and there's beer all in there.
Oh,
So I had to ride back from
golly.
Michigan literally the next day all the way to Chattanooga from Detroit, Michigan, which is a long ride.
Yeah.
The entire time my grandfather going off.
Dang.
Oh,
It sucked.
yeah.
I made $5,000 though. So
Yeah.
Hey, it's a good weekend.
good weekend.
Yeah.
Blew it.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't even know what I did with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old were you when you did that?
I was 21, freshly 21.
Yeah. I was
I was about 6 months into it, but yeah, I was 21, old enough to drink.
Yeah.
But even though I'd been doing that already in the clubs and stuff since I was 17,
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
I always hung out with older people and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, so.
And then down there around Hickson, bro, you could just walk in most anywhere over down there, and especially if you know a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just had to know the right people. My coach was very famous back then. So there wasn't a bar club we couldn't get into.
Heck
And they
yeah.
knew I was underage and
Yeah.
come on in.
Come on in, Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so you're gonna fight October the 19th.
Hopefully.
You're hoping to
I'm
fight
hoping to,
October the
yeah.
19th.
Billy can find me somebody. And like I said, I've put the challenge out on Facebook, made it public, you know, so maybe somebody with some experience. I really don't have anybody really I'd like to call out. I wish I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully he can get me matched up.
You would be one of the most experienced fights we've seen
Yeah.
for sure. 'Cause,
Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, if he gets somebody that's equivalent to you, that's going to be pretty experienced.
well, I'll be in the
fighting.
gym, you know, Monday, 5 days a week now, you know,
Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday, putting it in.
Is that your normal regimen? Is Monday through Friday?
Probably
and then you
Monday
take-
through Thursday this time. Not so much on Friday. Kind of going to take this camp a little bit different. Just
and then too, you're a little bit older.
yeah,
so,
so
you
I
gotta,
don't want to get any injuries.
and you have to have a little more time off to recoup.
Yeah, last couple camps I went, you know, pretty hard and got injuries from it. You
Yeah.
know, so don't want to do that this time.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
sure.
I had to pull out from a fight and that wasn't fun. So
Maybe even go Monday, Tuesday, take Wednesday off, do Thursday, Friday, then Saturday and Sunday off.
yeah,
That
probably
might,
just
that might not be bad. That's what we were doing, working out.
Oh,
And it-
spar day is Wednesday, so probably just go
Oh,
Monday
yeah.
through Thursday, and then we like to do date nights, which is just go out and eat on
Yeah.
Fridays
Yeah.
and then come back and chillax. So
Chillax,
yeah,
Netflix, and
but
chill.
I'll be in there serious, so whoever wants it, come get it, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it. 170, I'll fight at 170 up to 185. So
Is that your weight class?
that's the weight classes I'll fight. I fought growing up 155, but I'm not trying to get down to 155 right now.
Tough.
There's no way.
Yeah.
No way.
No, I
I'd
know,
starve
man.
myself.
Yeah.
You get. That's another thing. It's harder to
Mm-hmm.
cut weight when you get up
Yeah.
in our age, bro. It's so
Yeah,
hard.
it is.
Probably 4 years ago, I like to work out, and then so for the summer I would cut some weight and
Mhm.
try to look good for summer. So when I take my shirt off, I didn't just look like a blub,
Yeah.
And so like 4 years ago, man, I was like, okay, we're gonna cut some weight. Me and Ashley were like, we need to lose some weight. So we started in like April,
Yeah.
and we were at our goal by June.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
both dropped. I dropped 30 pounds. She dropped, I think it's 15 pounds. Easy.
Yeah.
Wasn't no problem. It wasn't like we starving to death. Well, this year we was like, well, we're going to go on some vacations. Let's lose some weight. Bro, we started in March.
I already know where you're going.
And when June rolled around, I still wasn't
Where you wanted to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still trying to lose a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
And I'm still,
Yeah.
I mean, and you, don't get me wrong, I just had 4 slices of pizza.
Yeah.
Well, not 4, 3. I normally would have 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Easy, I would have 4 pieces. But
But in the back of your mind, you're still trying to hit that goal.
yeah. But I didn't kill lunch. I didn't eat a bunch of lunch. So I'm still under on calories, but it didn't do me no good for my macros or nothing like that.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So
Well, I walk around like 190. That's my walk around weight. I try to stay at. And because of my line of work, it's pretty easy to do.
yeah.
So, but for a fight, I'll be trying to get down to 170, already started. So
Yeah. I started out at 210 pounds, which is pretty thick for a boy my height.
I don't know what I weigh right now. It's pretty close to 200 though.
I was getting, it was mostly gut.
Yeah.
yeah, that's where it all goes.
Yeah.
Gut and butt on me. So
Yeah, I wish I could put a little bit on my butt. That'd be all right. but I'm down to about 180 right now. So
well, that's good.
I
Yeah.
lost 30 pounds, but I'd like to be about 170, fluctuating between 170 and 175.
Yeah.
I'm just more comfortable there.
Yeah.
Is that something you've, like, I'm sure you've been every weight since fighting or whatever. Do you
Yeah.
ever just go, man, I'm really comfortable?
Yeah, actually, I'm really comfortable. Like in between 170 and 180.
Yeah.
Once
Well, you're
I get
tall
there,
too. How
yeah.
tall are you?
I'm almost 6 foot. Almost 6 foot.
Right
A little
on the
over
verge.
5'11" something. So,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You're pretty close to 6 foot.
Yeah.
But
But I tell everybody I'm 6 foot, so.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I would say
Funny,
too.
I told my wife, she was like, how tall are you? I said, I'm 6 foot. So one day, she literally got the tape measure out. I was like, stand up against the wall. Her and my oldest son, he was about 12.
Yeah.
So, I'm confident I'm 6 foot.
Yeah.
Stand up against the wall, boom, right under it.
Yeah. You're
And I
like-
didn't like it. And I was
Yeah.
like, there ain't no way, something wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a Stanley, bro. That ain't the right tape measure, bro.
My son laughed. He thought it was, she laughed too. They thought it was hilarious because I got upset about it.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm
Dang,
5'8" and I stand up here as
even-
5'6".
Yeah.
Probably.
No,
I don't even know what I
that's
actually weigh, honestly. I mean, my height, I don't know what my
Yeah.
height is.
Yeah, I got a tape
I always say
measure.
5'8", but
I got a
don't-
good Klein tape measure in there, bro. We can check it out. Man, Steven, I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you guys having me. I enjoyed it.
I did too. I feel like I could go into more depth with your personal life. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you want to get involved with that.
Well, I'll give you a quick scope. I grew up pretty rough. My grandparents raised me. Had a deaf mother. She was deaf, so
Did you learn sign language?
oh yeah,
or
I know
anything?
sign language, and
Heck, dude.
had to deal with that growing up. Kids making fun of her, so I was in a lot of
Oh,
street fights
yeah.
because of that. I got addicted to pain pills back in 07.
I feel like a lot of fighters struggle with that at
I
some
got
point.
addicted bad, ended up losing almost everything, including my life. I went to prison over it, you know,
Holy cow, dude.
and got out and was on supervised probation and still felt like 6 drug tests, you know, thought I was going to head back. And then literally I got delivered and set free from it. I felt it leave me. God delivered me one day. I was at a Christian retreat up in Alabama, and I was going to the methadone clinic while I was on Suboxone. I wasn't doing the methadone, but I was wanting to get off it, and I've been praying, you know, that God set me free for a long time. And I got sick because I didn't bring my medicine with me, so I had to leave a day earlier. Then I got home and was sitting outside and praying to the Lord, and boom, it left me.
No.
And I knew right then and there that this is not an issue no more. Like, it could be in my face, and I'm not going to have a desire to do it. And that's what people struggle with in addiction, is they can quit on their own will, but they still have that desire lurking in the back.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times they fall, they go back to their addiction and ends up back in institution or rehabs, or even worse, death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when God takes something from you, it's gone.
Yeah.
And he took it from me.
Yeah.
You know, and then it took me about a month to recuperate, you know, my body coming off of it.
Yeah.
You spent some time sick then.
Yeah. Not real sick though. Not like I
Not
should
as-
have been.
Yeah.
But I got a little sick, you know, but as far as the desire, it was gone, man. I knew, you know.
Dang, dude. That's awesome.
And I was
It
in
is.
tears. I was telling my wife about it. It was a big ordeal. And
no, that's
an
huge.
encounter with Christ, you know, one of them that I've had in my life. I had many. And then was walking when I was about healed, not knowing what I was going to do work-wise. Didn't want to get back into tree work. And I was praying, walking my dog, and there was leaves all in this ditch because it was coming springtime. And I was praying, like I said, to God, and I said, God, you know, what am I going to do? I need to make money. I need to support my family. I've been out of the loop for quite a few years because of this addiction. I'm not doing tree work. What am I going to do? It wasn't no sooner I seen that. I seen this reflection off something really shiny, and I looked, and all I could see was a ring. And I was like, what is that? And then I got down there and looked, picked up, it was a Johnny ball. And a Johnny ball, if you know, tree work's like one of your main tools that you use. So I felt the Holy Spirit on me right then, said, no, you're going to work, but you're going to work for yourself. So now I'm almost
Heck
12
yeah.
years into my own business, still thriving.
And it's
So-
tree work.
And it's tree work. And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do anything else right now.
Yeah. That's
I
pretty cool.
absolutely love
man.
it. You know, so
So explain what a Johnny ball is, because some
the Johnny
people,
ball is, if you don't want to climb a tree, you need to set a rope into a tree. It's a heavy, probably about they make them 2 to 5 ounces, 6 ounces. It's got a ring on it, and you tie a string on it, and they got certain types of string, and you can either toss it through the crotch, or they got slingshots,
Yeah.
which now you got a slingshot. So, you know, if
Yeah.
I don't feel like climbing that tree and we just need to put a rope in it to direct the tree somewhere else, there goes the Johnny ball.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, it's a love-hate relationship with that tool.
True.
I'm telling you, man.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
some days I'm one shot, and then some days I'm there 45 minutes. Hating it, you know. But
Yeah.
So the job I do, I don't, you know, we have to feed wire through trees sometimes, and we use something similar to that. But so I knew what it was, but I didn't know if everybody knew what it was, you know.
Yeah.
So,
But let me say this, and I'm gonna look at the camera and say this: if you're struggling with addiction, if you don't know who Jesus Christ is, I advise you to find out who he is. Ask him into your heart. Repent of your sins. Humble yourself. Repent of your sins. Get baptized by water for the remission of sins. Baptized by the Holy Spirit. That's Acts 2:38. And find you a Bible-based church and read your word every day and trust in the Lord. I'm 45 years old, and trust me, I lived most of my life without God up until 13 years ago. And he has done everything for me, man. I mean, I don't go without. He takes care of me, and he'll do the same thing for you. You know, you don't want to play with your soul, because eventually we all got a death date where we're going to die.
yeah.
And if you don't know the Lord Jesus Christ as your personal Savior and as your Lord, there's only 2 places you're going to go, whether you believe it or not. You're going to go to hell, or you're going to go to heaven. because the wages of sin is death. You literally buy your way there. So the only way you can't go is by the Lord Jesus Christ.
That's right. Yep.
Those who call upon him, believe in him, humble yourself and repent, just like I said. Read your word. That's how you start your relationship with God. And just watch him, man. He'll take that desire and he'll take that drug, and I don't care what it is you're hooked on. Whether it's a drug, porn, anything, he'll take it from you, man. I'm living testimony of that. I should be dead right now.
Yeah.
Literally.
So you just
So I glorify God in everything I do.
you just
I can't help it, you know.
got
He's
you
what
just-
he's done for me, you know.
so
Yeah,
you
100%.
all of my whole family is gonna buy a ticket to come watch you fight.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, man. I used to be a bad, horrible person, you know, and
Yeah.
the heart naturally is wicked, anyways.
Yeah.
Because of sin. But since I met Jesus Christ, my life has completely changed. I don't worry about if I'm going to die, where I'm going to go. You know, I don't worry about none of that. I don't worry about who's going to be president, even though, you know, I want a certain individual in there because he's going to make things better.
Yeah.
But even if he doesn't get in there, I still don't worry about it because God has already walked from the beginning to the end. He's already been there.
He's done seen all
Nothing
this.
surprised. He
Yeah.
puts people in power,
Yeah.
takes people out of power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't worry about that, man. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm able to cope with my son who has Duchenne's muscular dystrophy.
Yeah.
You know, that brought me, I was sober on my own will for about 9 months. And the day we found out that he had that was like a death.
God, I bet.
And we had family over and we were crying, you know, and instead of me crying, I went out and relapsed because of that. And then started right back down that road.
Yeah.
That landed me in institutions, prison, and almost took my life. But the minute the Lord took it from me, from much prayer, not just from me, but from
Other people.
other people praying for me, consistently praying for me. God listened. He heard my prayer, and on his time, he did it. And couldn't have been a better time. And then here we are, sober-minded, about almost 12 years sober. So
You look good. You look
appreciate
healthy.
it, man.
Yeah.
Sounds like you feel good.
That's it, man. Mentally, I'm good.
Yeah.
So
That's good, man.
That's good,
It's
man.
good stuff. It's
the
good
Lord is
stuff.
good, bro. No lie.
Yeah.
All glory to the Lord, man. All glory
Yeah.
to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Definitely real, man.
It's
So
good, man.
Definitely.
All right, bro. Well, you got any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
I'll give a shout out to everybody at Billy's Gym, all the fighters, anybody I know. Just shout out to everybody.
All right.
Straight up. Come out on the
100%.
19th, support. Be a bunch of good fights. Matson's fighting. Bunch of good fighters fight. So it's going to be a really good card, you know.
Awesome.
And you know I'm going to show up and show out. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be an MMA fight this time to all my fans. It's going to be a kickboxing stand up. I'm going to get to use these. So
Yeah. At the end of every show, we tell everybody we love them. So you don't have to say it, but we love y'all.
Love y'all.
love y'all.